The Los Angeles Dodgers suck, Jack. This is getting ridiculous. They're now ruining the Major League Baseball, the greatest sport in the whole entire world, because they can spend whatever money they want. They're new after signing all-star reliever Tanner Scott to a 4-year, $72 million contract. Their luxury tax payroll is going to exceed $375 million. That's 70 more than the next team, the Phillies, at 308. Yankees are the only other team expected to exceed $300 million just this offseason, guys. Blake Snell, $182 million. Tanner Scott, $72 million. Teoscar Hernandez, $66 million. Blake Treinen, $22 million. Michael Conforto, $17 million. Extended Tommy Edman, $74 million. And, of course, the latest, Roki Sasaki, the Japanese superstar, to a $6.5 billion deal. I don't know how this gets fixed. It's frustrating to see, especially coming from like Guardians fans who have no possible realm of spending that type of money. And I don't know how it's going to get fixed. Something has to stop because this is going to become unwatchable at a point.
Yeah, I'm going to go on a long and winded rant. It's probably going to go about 3 minutes too long here, so I apologize to both of you. Feel free to mute me at any time. Congrats, Rob. You ruined baseball. You killed America's pastime. There are 27 teams, so it's not even worth it to show up on opening day because you have zero chance to compete with the Dodgers, the Yankees, and the Phillies. They have 23 All-Stars on their roster. The Dodgers literally have 12 starting pitchers that would be our number 2 in Cleveland. It makes no sense. The deferred money is the dumbest thing of all time. Why are you adding deferred money into baseball? Whether it's a salary floor, you're not going to be able to do a cap because they already put out these contracts. It makes no sense, Rob. I mean, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, dude. The next time the CBA comes around, they're not going to play baseball for 3 whole seasons because they're going to have to figure this shit out. It is so beyond past the point of being fixed that it's incomprehensible, to be quite frank. I don't understand how you can allow them to do this. And it's not that I don't think other teams can. I think owners cry poor a lot in baseball. I'm looking right at you, Paul Dolan and Bob Nutting, our good friends over at the Pirates. But there has to be a fix, right? You have to find something anyway. Is it a floor? I don't know, but you can't let a team go out and they have 20 All-Stars, right?
It's bullshit, Jack. Excuse me. It's bullshit is what it is. And like I said, it's ruining the sport. Like, you can't expect, I understand, the Guardians can play chess. They got the better front office. Okay, but money wins out. Like, when you get to the playoffs, how many times have we seen this play out again and again? When you get to the playoffs, it's the Juan Sotos, it's the Shohei Ohtanis, it's the Aaron Judges of the world that get you the ring. Guardians can't compete. And as fun as it is going to the ALCS, the ALDS, even the World Series like we did in 2016, it's all for nothing. You can't do anything against these superstar Monstars team. And Rob Manfred is the worst commissioner in the history of sports, and he's ruined the game that everybody loves.
It's 100%. Like, when you get to the ALCS last year, it's like, yeah, cool, whatever, and we kind of got our doors blown off by the Yankees. The Yankees went and got their doors blown off by the Dodgers before they added 15 more superstars to their roster. Like, there is actually no point in watching baseball this year if you are a fan of way more than a majority of the teams in the league.
You're going to have to go to FBS and other divisions. At this point, I'm so serious. You
can't
compete.
No, you can't.
You can't. It's so infuriating, Jack. And the worst part about it is there's no easy fix. You mentioned with the contracts, you can't just implement some magical salary cap to come out of the woodwork. It's completely broken, and until something gets fixed, I mean, we're going to be seeing the Dodgers and the Yankees in the next World Series for the next 6 years.
Do you want me to buy an MLB ballpark pass this year so I can go hope that Will Brennan can go out there and keep up with Teoscar Hernandez and whoever the Dodgers throw out in the outfield? I mean, we have no outfielders who can hit 20 home runs on our roster. They have 5.
Nick?
That's it's absolutely insane. And here's the scary part about it, right? Because like we could all sit here and we could bitch and moan, especially because we're a small market team. Like I'm sure talk shows in Pittsburgh and Cincinnati to an extent are doing the same exact thing this morning. Here's the scary part, and Jack hit on it. The next time they have to collectively bargain all of this, there is going to be a massive holdout. Because anytime Major League Baseball and the players have to sit in a room together and figure something out, it doesn't go well. Remember how like there was actual vitriol towards MLB, towards owners, and towards players during the pandemic, where we were just itching and scratching for anything to watch, anything to do, and they were arguing over do we play 10 more games or not. So imagine they couldn't get the season started over 10 or 12 more games during a global pandemic where there was hardly going to be any fans anyway. Imagine trying to figure this out where, okay, we're going to have to cap how much these owners are allowed to spend. Obviously, the big spending owners aren't going to like that. And then on top of it, they might have to institute a floor where you brokies that want to buy the house but can't afford the furniture to put in it are going to have to spend at least something so we can have some semblance of competition over the next decade. That bickering is going to take well over a year worth of holdouts. And this ultimately, and I hope this is like not true, because I, like you guys, really love baseball. Like, I'm probably not as into, all the prospects and the players on other teams and follow the league as a whole as closely as Jack. But like, it is America's pastime. There's no debating that. And it would be so tremendously sad if this is what sunk baseball after like all the improvements that they've tried to make to the game, the pitch clock, making it faster, appealing to younger fans, having like what the Guards have done at Progressive Field is phenomenal. We're able to go to a game and it's like an experience. You could watch the game, you could hang out with your friends. My girlfriend who likes baseball but doesn't really know what's going on goes and has a blast every single weekend. Like, the experience is so much better than what it was 10 years ago, but the TV ratings are what's going to drive this. And if nobody's tuning into the marquee matchups, if nobody's tuning into the playoffs, because it's just going to be the Shohei Ohtani Invitational and teams just trying and failing to take them down, that's what could really be what sinks this sport.
And Nick, I think you hit the nail on the head with it, because you look at the 1981 strike, you lost 3 months of the season. The 1994 strike, you cost the Guards a World Series and probably about 4 months at the end of the season. I have a hot take for you guys, and I want to get your thoughts. I know neither of you guys are hockey guys, but hockey, it's no secret, is the fourth sport, maybe even the fifth sport in America, and it has been for a real long time.
I think pickleball just took over.
It might have. And that hurts to say. But if I'm the NHL, when it's warm outside in the summer, I mean, no one like Nick, you're not really a hockey guy, right? Nick, how are we going to convince you when it's 20 degrees outside, like right now? You want to go watch a hockey game where it's freezing inside?
Right.
No one's watching baseball. No one's going to watch this year because the Dodgers are going to go 155-7. The sports, there's no point in watching it. If I'm the NHL, I would so seriously consider to moving to play during summer. People want to cool off a little bit, go inside, go indoors. You're never going to outrate the NBA. Even if the NBA ratings are down this year, there's still 85 times more than what hockey gets. You're never going to compete with football. Go to summer. I'm telling you, I'm imploring you to try and play your games in summer, because you might have a shot to take down baseball, because baseball might take down themselves.
And here's,
I mean, all these other sports are growing. Like, Jack, to that point, I know you're a big like Vegas Golden Knights fan. That's a new expansion franchise. Like, obviously, we've got the Seattle Kraken.
Yep.
Keep an eye on the MLS too. Like, soccer is the biggest. Yeah, soccer is the biggest sport in the world, and the MLS is finding creative ways to pluck some of the global superstars of the game and get them to play in America. And the MLS really is a joke when you look at like the grand scheme of soccer. And I'm not pretending to be some big soccer guy here, because I'm not, but I know that the MLS is like not that talented. But keep an eye on them too, because like that's a growing organization that could have that same eye kind of on baseball and baseball fans. Like, it's a 90, baseball fans complain that the game is long and boring. Soccer is 90 minutes. That clock just rolls and you get a little bit of mystery time at the end.
You have the Dodgers, who are spending billions upon billions of dollars, able to defer all this money. Meanwhile, you have a team like Oakland leaving an historic stadium, playing in a double-A stadium for the next 2 years while they get relocated to Vegas. And they'll tell you, you're the Guardians, you can't bitch and moan because, you went to an ALCS. Is that great? Yes, it is. And they do it just so often enough where you get content with the team, you get content a little bit with the spending, and the owners think that that's okay. Because let's call it for what it is. Outside of maybe LA, New York, looking at the Dolans, it's a hobby. As long as that line stays green, they're not in the red, they could give a shit about going to win and competing against the Dodgers.
And the thing that sucks is, for how good that Guardians team was last year and the incredible run they went on, I remember being a little kid and going, Dad, can we go watch Shin-Soo Choo and Asdrubal Cabrera play on those 70-win teams in the early 2010s? That team, at that point in time, was closer to winning a World Series than the Cleveland Guardians, who are probably a top 5 to 15 team in baseball right now, is at winning the World Series this year. There are all-star teams who are not as talented as the Los Angeles Dodgers in baseball history. I'm not being funny. There are legitimately handpicked 2 guys from every single team, their best players. the Dodgers would beat a lot of those teams in a 7-game series. And it's a friggin' joke.
It should quite literally be when you get to that All-Star break. No kidding. This would be more competitive. Honest to God, Jack, you're making a perfect point.
Dodgers
The
versus
Dodgers
the rest of the league.
versus all